You would think that the United Nations, after 3,000 years, would get the message that Jerusalem was the capital of Israel. But I want to help you out. It's in the Bible and you can read it.
The Christian Zionism movement started hundreds of years before Jewish Zionist movement. The end goal for Christian Zionism is a chosenness model that is racist. Their end goal is to drive all Jews back, in quotes, to the homeland, Israel, in order to convert one-third of them, slaughter two-thirds of them, and so that these Christian Zionists can have the second coming and go to heaven. Not only are Muslim Palestinians nowhere are part of this paradigm, neither are Christian Palestinians, because we don't fall under this framework, because it is a racist framework made up by Western Christianity and colonized through theology and through on-the-ground facts that they push on our government policies. These include the embassy move that we saw to Jerusalem that they supported. This supports the current annexation that is happening, that Israel and the Christian Zionists are pushing for. And these have also included support by monetary aid to the settlements to continue the occupation of Palestine and aid to Israel to continue its militarism against our people.
We thank you, O Lord, for President Donald Trump's courage in acknowledging to the world a truth established 3,000 years ago, that Jerusalem is and always shall be the eternal capital of the Jewish people.
And I promise you that the day will come when President Donald Trump moves the American embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It is not a question of if, it is only when.
Israel is a white supremacist state with a caste system built on race and religion. It is the same models that are used in the US. And so the US is exporting and importing the state violence from different countries and extending its empire's tentacles, if you will, and getting back supply as such. In Israel, for example, the same systems are set up as in the US. Racial discrimination and a caste system between groups, where Israeli Jews are given rights that Palestinians are not. Palestinians inside Israel are not able to educate our own children on our own history. It is a curriculum that is set up by the state system to teach us about Israel's independence versus what was to us a catastrophe. So our children have to learn our stories in our own homes. This is the same systems of education that we have in the US. It is important to highlight Christian Palestinian voices in this conversation, is because Palestine is not a religious issue. It never was. Palestinian Christians and Muslims have always called for liberation for all peoples, including Jewish persons in the country. And I have never felt in the middle between, as a Christian Palestinian, between Muslims and Jews. Never. Growing up there and being an activist there for 20 years. It was Israel's occupation that forced my family to flee in 1948.